Hey, what's up guys? I'm DJ Alex Brown and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at these XLR cables. This is part of a 6-pack from Amazon, and this company actually reached out to me via email through my channel and asked me if I would do a review of their cables if they sent me a pack of them, and I said happily. So they sent these to me at no charge to do a review, and I'm happy to give my honest feedback. My one key thing is if you're gonna send me something, you have to allow me to give my honest feedback on it. I've declined many of products that people want to send me for free or want to do some weird shady stuff and, you know, reimburse me if I leave a positive review. I don't mess with that stuff. So these people were very respectful of my personal review guidelines, so I really appreciate that from them just in general. But I do also have the product listing behind me, and I'll also link to it on Amazon. But let's get right into talking about these cables. This is going to be a fairly quick video just because it's an XLR cable. It's pretty simple. But I will say, for the cost that I found online for these, this is a very good deal for 6 XLR cables, 25 footers specifically. 25-foot XLR cables in the area of the business that I service are very, very useful. So the fact that I have 6 extra is actually very good timing for a show that I have coming up. I opened these up, I took them apart, I did a very in-depth look at them. I have some pictures that I'm going to throw on the screen here as we talk about it, but overall I'm very, very impressed with the quality of this. This is a true quality cable, and honestly, it seems to be better quality than some of the older Monster cables that I have, which is really saying a lot because Monster really used to be the pinnacle of quality as far as cables go, and their quality has dropped a little bit over the years, as have most manufacturers. But also, you can get cheap cables anywhere. You can probably find cables cheaper than this, but you're probably not going to find a better value than this cable, in my opinion. And that's the quick summary. If you're just looking for a 2-minute video to figure out if you should purchase these or not, buy them. They're totally worth the money. Now, to really dive into it, first off, if you're really audiophile, there's some nuances around these cables. One of the first things is I actually measured one out, and it was 24 feet long, not 25. So it's really a small nuance, but it's really a 24-foot cable. Not the end of the world by any means. I could probably measure one of my 25-foot cables that I have that are older, and it probably wouldn't be 25 feet long anyway, but just a little nuance thing. And that really tells you that I go in depth. Now, a really cool feature that's a positive on these is that they have this little ring. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little colored ring at the end to help identify different cables. The only thing that I wish they had done with this is given you my old Monster cables that are from like when I first started out DJing. They actually came with like a little baggie with a bunch of different colors, so you could switch out, or maybe you could buy them separately. I don't know, it was so long ago now. But you could switch them out so you could color code them accordingly. And unfortunately, I have not been able to find replaceable color rings for these. So I personally use colored Velcro ties to identify my cables by length currently. But if you're using a lot of XLR cables and say trying to mix down a band or something, that's where this is really helpful. I've removed them on some of the other cables because I don't want this confusing the guys that work for me and trying to think that this is a 50-foot when this is a 25-footer. So I've removed some of them for that reason. But otherwise, you know, it can be helpful to you. If it's not helpful to you, very easy to just remove it. You unscrew this, pull the inside part out, take it off, and then put it all back together. It's very simple. You're not going to damage the cable by doing that. The connectors are pretty standard for what you'd expect from something off of Amazon, but one thing I did notice is that the pins inside are gold, and if you actually unthread this part here, you'll notice, and I have a little close-up, that if you open this up, you can see that there's actually copper cable, which to me is very, very impressive. I've used these cables next to a monster cable at a show, there's no difference in the quality if you're using a PA system. You know, it's about application, right? So are you going to use these in a professional studio? Probably not. You probably could, because they sound very good. But you know, if you're a DJ, if you're a band, if you're a production company, these will do a great job at a very affordable price. Now, one of my minor irks, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge stickler on how you roll cables, and as you may be able to see, this is not rolled very nicely, and that's because unfortunately they come out of the package basically like this with a twist tie on them, which you will not find from cables that you get in, you know, a Guitar Center or something, usually. So that is unfortunate. With most cables you get on Amazon, that will be the case, but I do just wish they would take a little bit more time. I'm sure these are coming out of a factory in China, but I just wish they'd take a little bit more time to just roll it. Not necessarily over-under, which would be the proper way, but just, you know, a quick over so that it stays nice and round like that would be nice. Another big benefit of these cables that I was really impressed by is that they come with a Velcro tie, which is great to keep your cables organized and everything. It's just, I mean, I wish every cable I bought came with a Velcro tie, and some do, but generally they're more expensive. It's not the best Velcro tie on the planet, but for the price you're paying for these cables, it is awesome that they come with that. Now, like I said, I do use colored Velcro ties for my cables, so I will probably remove this black one and replace it with a colored one. I use green for 25 footers, so that's just how I like to identify my cables. But if you're getting started out and need a couple XLRs, again, this is great. Even if you're running a production company or something, these are like $10 a cable if you buy a 6-pack, actually less, even with tax included. I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, well, I cut my own XLR cables, I solder my own ends. How much is your time worth? How much money is your time worth to do that? Because I could not cut and solder and purchase the supplies to make an XLR cable of this quality or better for the cost of like 3 packages of these. I have cables sitting in the storage room that I use for my equipment that I hand soldered because they needed new ends a couple of years ago, and they look like trash. Just buy cables. And that's pretty much all I need to get into in this review, because it's already way too long for reviewing something as simple as an XLR cable. So if this is a product that you'd like to purchase and try out, check out the Amazon link in the description below. I actually found a couple different product listings that seem to be this exact set of cables. I'm assuming they're all coming out of the same factory in China. But I'm also going to link to it with a Amazon affiliates link, so that if you want to purchase them, that will also help out the channel, not just by the fact that you know, they sent me these cables and I can now use these instead of having to buy more, but also that Amazon affiliates link will give me a small commission. Consider checking these out at that link. And otherwise, that's gonna wrap the video up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you're gonna buy these, and subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos. I have a lot of good content planned, so make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. But that's gonna be it for this one. Until next time, guys, peace.